everybody. I'm not sure how many people we've got, but hopefully we've got quite a few minutes. Right. Can you turn your volume down? Yeah. Right, so tonight it's the first Apollo quiz. I'm here in Newport at home. I'll be guiding you through the different questions this evening. I'll be reading out 9 different sections, each of which has 10 questions. And over in Mission Control, the other side of Newport, is YouTube and the Facebook element of all this. You will never understand just how complex it gets. Anyway, we are almost live, ready to go. I'm just hoping we might get 1 or 2 more stragglers. So if you, whatever medium you are watching on, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Facebook, there are facilities for you to throw your questions in if you've got any queries or any problems. Now, if you're watching this, then you've managed to click in on the one link which got you here. There was a second link that Dan sent through, which is your answer sheet. And those answer sheets, you need to fill in your team name at the top against each question, then put your answer in. When you're happy with your answers, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a little button that says submit, and then that sends it through to Mission Control, and they will mark your question papers. I'm not sure how many people are listening, but to all of those of you that are, you're very welcome, and let's get things underway. Right, so the first round is Flags of the World, which I know is everybody's favourite. So can you identify which countries the following flags belong to? There are 10 in total. Good luck, everybody. Just open both at the same time. You need 2 windows. Yeah. Are you on Facebook? Yeah. So open up Facebook again. Okay, did you get all those? Hopefully you did. Should have pointed out earlier as well, some people will be experiencing some slight time delays between YouTube and Facebook. So that's why I'm talking rather slowly. And I reckon that between myself here and Dan and Amy, the other side of Newport, I think we've got more screens than Cineworld at the moment. But Dan, who will be an absolute marking Nazi to make sure that everything is spelt correctly. But I'm sure I'll forgive you if it's not. I should have said also, just before we go into round 2, after round 5, we're approximately halfway through. We'll take a comfort break for about 15 minutes so that I can fill my glass up and get things on the way after that. Right, at the end of round 2, I will give the answers to round 1. So I'm going to ask a question to Mission Control now. Have you received any answers, Mission Control? Oh. Who, say again, sorry? Cottage Industry, Even Stevens, and who? Mark's Ark. We've got people watching. Okay. I think what we'll do, I think that's probably all we're going to get for now. We'll move into round 2. So here we go. You're going to see the questions on your screen. You're going to hear my dulcet tones read them out at the same time. Here we go. This is an odd one out round. So can you identify which of the following is the odd one out? Orson Welles, David Lean, Steven Spielberg, Clint Eastwood. And I'll tell you now, it's nothing to do with being alive or dead. No, Connor, I'm not underwater. Question 2, which is the odd one out. Bears, bulls, cowboys, dolphins. Question 3, Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, Moonraker, Octopussy. Question 4, Charlton Athletic, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Port Vale. Question 5, Flying Scotsman, Golden Arrow, Great Eastern, Eastern and Oriental Express. Question 6, Beethoven, Ray Charles, George III, Stevie Wonder. Question 7. Les Dennis, Bruce Forsyth, Max Bygraves, Bob Monkhouse. Question 8. Numbers 37, 47, 57 and 67. Question 9. Nurse, Beluga, Carpet and Megamouth. And finally, question 10. Mr. Messy, Mr. Naughty, Mr. Topsy-Turvy and Mr. Impossible. Right, that concludes round 2. Again, make sure you fill in your online answer sheet and then press the submit button. Give you a few minutes to get those sorted out. Question 5. Which juice drink takes its name from the Maori phrase meaning be healthy? Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, okay. What? When you say start again. Oh, right. That's okay. Right. Okay. Am I live again? Right. Thank you, Houston. Right. I gather that we went round the dark side of the moon and everything went blank for a while. So hopefully you can hear me now, and we may have sorted out the sound problem. Right. So let's start again. Question 1. How many pints are there in a firkin? This is round 3. This is round 3. Sorry, round 3. Food and drink. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Question 2. Grenadine is made from which fruit? Question 3. What does ABV stand for on a bottle of alcohol? Or a can or a tin? Or a box of wine? Let's not forget that. Which proprietary liqueur comes in a bottle split into two? One side containing a white chocolate liqueur and the other a dark coffee flavoured liqueur. Question 5. Which juice drink takes its name from the Maori phrase meaning be healthy? Question 6. Which country in the world drinks the most wine per capita? Question 7. What is the Greek drink ouzo flavoured with? Question 8. What is the best-selling flavour of soup in the UK? Question 9. Which fast food franchise has the largest number of restaurants in the world? And finally, question 10. How many standard wine bottles are the equivalent of a Melchoir? Right, thank you everyone. That concludes round 3. And before we give the answers to round 2, I'll give you a little update. After round 1, Even Stevens are in the lead with 5. Moth with 3, Cottage Industries with 2, and Mark's Ark with 1. So We'll now have a look at the answers to round 2 while you're filling in, hopefully, your answers to round 3. And don't forget to press the submit button. Right. So round 2, the odd one out. It's Orson Welles. He never won a Best Director Oscar. Question 2, the odd one out is the Bulls. All the others are American football teams. Question 3, Octopussy is the odd one out because that particular song was not sung by Shirley Bassey. The others were. Question 4, the odd one out is Port Vale. They're not based in London. I think you'll find they're based in Stoke. Question 5, the odd one out is the Great Eastern. It was a ship. All the others were trains, names of trains. Question 6, the odd one out is Beethoven. He was deaf. All the others were blind. Were or are blind, yeah. The right tense. Question 7, the odd one out is Bruce Forsyth because all the others had hosted Family Fortunes, something he never quite aspired to. Question 8, the odd one out is 57. It's not a prime number. Question 9, the odd one out is beluga because it's a whale and all the others are sharks. And finally, question 10, oh, the odd one out is Mr. Naughty. There's no Mr. Naughty. There. That concludes round 3 and the answers to round 2. Let's go into round 4, general knowledge. I think that's everybody always fancies a crack at general knowledge. So, all your pencils sharpened, fingers at the ready. Here we go, round 4. What is the only active volcano on mainland Italy? Question 2. What part of a horse would you examine to tell its age? Question 3. What was the surname of Juliet in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? Question 4. Who wrote the musical Oliver? Question 5. In which country was the first car radio made? Question 6. What was David and Victoria Beckham's first child named? Question 7. How many keys does a standard full-size piano have? Nothing. find out in a minute. I can't remember the answer. Question 8. In which year was the film Casablanca released? And question 9. Whose funeral resulted in the postponement of the 1968 Oscar presentations? And question 10. Work is the curse of the drinking classes. It's a quote by whom? Right, that concludes all the questions for round 4. Give you a little while just to settle down, get that all digested, fill in your answers and hit the submit button. So, just to give you an update after round 2. Things have moved slightly. Right, Even Stevens, they have 9. Cottage Industries, I have 7. Moth with 6 and Mark's Ark with 2. So that's all very exciting. I don't know about you, but I somehow wish we were in the bar at the Apollo, but there we go. It's a lot easier. Yeah, certainly a lot easier. Oh. Well, rather than having long silences, we would normally have music playing in the background, but since YouTube and Facebook don't like music playing in the background because of licenses, I'm afraid we have to put up with an element of silence. I can
play the recorder if you want.
Could you? Helen's offered to play the recorder.
Oh.
Has Mission Control had many answers yet? It does. That is fantastic. Right, let's move on to round 5. But no, in fact, we'll have round 3 answers first, shall we? Right, here we go. Food and drink. Right, there are 72 pints in a firkin. Question 2 was grenadine is made from pomegranates. Question 3, ABV stands for alcohol by volume. Proprietary liqueur that comes split in 2 is Sheridan's. We did a play by him once, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Marvelous.
Question 5. The juice drink that takes its name from the Maori phrase meaning be healthy is Kia ora. Question 6. The country in the world that drinks the most wine, can you believe, is Italy. 54 litres per annum. I reckon we could beat that. Question 7. Ouzo is flavoured with aniseed. 8. The best-selling soup in the UK is tomato soup. No surprise there. Question 9. The largest fast food franchise is Subway. Not in Newport, it isn't. And finally, question 10. Standard wine bottles equivalent to a Melchoir is 24. So there we are. Mission Control will feed all that into the sausage machine and we'll do round 5, which is all about Great Britain. So Hopefully it's a subject that's close to people's hearts. Here we go. Question 1. What is the most common street name in Britain? Question 2. Which British city has more miles of canal than Venice? Question 3. The first single to sell over 2 million copies in Great Britain was written as a tribute to where in Great Britain? Question 4. Which lake in Great Britain has the largest volume of water?
That's number one.
Please. And question 5. In the TV show Little Britain, what is the name of the only gay in the village?
Oh.
Question 6. There are 3 towns in England with a royal title. Name one of them. If you can name all of them, you'll get a point for each. Question 7. Who lives in the top left-hand corner of Wales? Question 8. What is the longest motorway in Great Britain? That's question 9, not question 19. Which 5 British cities have hosted the Commonwealth Games? There is a point for each one you can name correctly. And question 10. In Britain, which university has more students than any other? Right, that concludes round 5. So just to be clear on round 5, that if you can get everything, there are potentially 16 points up for grabs. So that's a point for each question, apart from, I think it was question 7, where there are 3 towns with a royal in front of them. And there are 5 cities that have hosted Commonwealth Games, point for each. So I'll give you a little extra time to fill in all that knowledge that is bursting. And I've just had a message from Mission Control that we've got some, well, as Tess Daly would say. Oh, no, it's not Tess Daly. It's the other one, isn't it? What's her name? The scores are in. Right, so after 3 rounds, Even Stevens are ahead with 14. It's getting closer. The Moths are in second with 11. Cottage Industries closing up behind with 10. And Mark's Arts had an absolute stonker of a round. They are now on 9. So it's getting very close. So just talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes and argue about which towns and which cities, and we will get round 5 done. We've done quite well for time. It's not as if you can run out to the pub, is it, to get a drink? But right, while you're still filling those in, let me give some answers to round 4. This was general knowledge. So here we go. The only active volcano on mainland Italy is Vesuvius. Question 2 was, what part of the horse would you examine to tell its age? Its teeth. Question 3, surname of Juliet was Capulet. Question 4, Lionel Bart was responsible for Oliver. Question 5, the first car radio was made in the United States. Question 6, David and Victoria Beckham's first child was named Brooklyn. Question 7, standard full-size piano has 88 keys. I suppose 89 if you count the key that locks the lid, but anyway. Question 8, in which year was the film Casablanca released? It was 1942. Question 9, whose funeral resulted in the postponement of the 68 Oscars? It was Martin Luther King Jr. If you've missed the junior off, we'll forgive you. And finally, question 10, work is the curse of the drinking classes. Courses, Oscar Wilde. So hopefully you've all filled in your answers to round 5. And I'm hoping Mission Control might have had enough time to work out some scores, but we'll get some scores when we come back. We're going to take a break now for 15 minutes. I'm sure you're fed up with hearing my voice. We'll start the second half with the round 5 answers, and we'll give you an update on where the scores are after round 4. Okay, 15 minutes, probably round about 25 past 8, if that's all right with everybody. If it's not, that's tough. Right, I'll wait 20 seconds before I see myself. There we are, we're back, hooray. Right, sorry about the slight delay. Yeah, right, here we go. Right, suppose you want some round 5 answers, don't you? Hope everybody's back with us. All charged your glasses. Here we go. Right, the most common street name in Britain is High Street. Question 2. Which British city has more miles of canal than Venice? Is Birmingham. Question to sell over 2 million copies in Great Britain was Mull of Kintyre. The lake in Great Britain that has the largest volume of water is Loch Ness. Question 5. The only gay in the village was Daffyd Thomas. Question 6. 3 towns in England with a royal title are Royal Leamington Spa, Royal Wootton Bassett and Royal Tunbridge Wells. A point for each. Question 7. Who lives in the top left-hand corner of Wales? It's Ivor the Engine.
There he is.
Question 8. The longest motorway in Britain is the M6. Question 19. Question 9. The 5 British cities that have hosted Commonwealth Games are London, Edinburgh, Manchester, Cardiff and Glasgow. Again, a point for each correct answer. And finally, question 10. The largest, or the university that has the most students is the Open University. So there we are. And before we move into round 6 theatre, I can tell you the exciting news, the nail-biting news that everybody wants to hear. In first place is Even Stevens with 27, but listen to this, folks. In second place, equal second place, Cottage Industries with 26 and Mark's Ark with 26. And coming up behind is Marth with 21. So it's very close and all to play for. Now, this is going to be everybody's specialised subject. So I'm expecting big things here, folks. So let's get to it. Question 1. Philip Schofield, Jason Donovan and Donny Osmond have all played the starring role in which stage musical? Question 2. Which English playwright won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2005? Got me worried now. Question 3. Major Metcalf, Detective Sergeant Trotter and Molly Ralston all feature in which play by Agatha Christie? Question 4. Yorick's Skull appears in which play by William Shakespeare?
William Shakespeare.
Oh,
Who's William Shakespeare?
I never heard of William Shakespeare. Who is he then? Who is he?
Never heard of him.
Question 5. Who became the Royal Ballet's youngest principal dancer in 1989 at the tender age of 20?
No.
Still can't do her hair properly, can she?
No.
No. She had to go, yes. Question 6. Who wrote the play The Night of the Iguana?
Oh, I love that play. Hans Smith did that, actually.
Question 7. Which Shakespearean character is known as the Moor of Venice? Question 8. The National Theatre Company was opened in London on the 22nd of October in which year? Question 9. Who wrote the play Under Milk Wood? That's a great sound.
What?
The sound of a can of beer opening. And finally, question 10. Which London theatre ceiling collapsed on the audience in December 2013? Right, that concludes round 6. Fill in your answer sheets, press the submit button, and Mission Control will start marking. Just pick up on a comment that's come through. It's something that I was thinking about earlier. It's the first time we've done this remotely, and we've met a few challenges along the way. But in the first round, it sort of occurred to me, and I think one or two of you may have made the comment, when we were doing the flags, it would have been helpful had I have put a question number against each flag. So sorry for not picking that up earlier. We'll get it right for the next one, when we'll have 10 more flags for you, possibly. Right, we'll just give you a few seconds to fill in your answer forms and get them back to Mission Control, who will probably give me a big thumbs up when he's got them in. Yep, that's good. Right, we'll move on to round 7. It's music. I'm expecting big things on this. I mean, theatre, you should have all got them all right. I'm expecting that. So music might separate a few of you. So here we go. The boxer Sonny Liston appears on the cover of which Beatles album? What's that one? What's that one? You just opened. What country? The other one's Argentinian. That's quite nice. Question 2. A hit for Boyzone in 1998. Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical featured the track No Matter What?
God, that was a dire bloody track, wasn't it?
I can hear you.
I can
Yeah.
bloody awful.
Question 3. Which 1999 chart topper was the biggest ever selling single for Cher?
Sorry.
It's like having Gordon a gopher here. It really is.
I'm sorry.
Question 4. Larry Adler was famous for playing which instrument? Oh. This one's from Spain. It's a nice little red.
See, don't do that.
Question 5. The Electric Light Orchestra was formed in 1970. In which city? The last bottle was from Argentina, in case anybody's interested. But yeah. Question 6. Which Beatle is pictured first walking across the road on the Abbey Road album cover? Oh, that's nice. Question 7. In 2007, the legendary rockers Status Quo released their 28th studio album called In Search of the What Chord? Question 8. Who wrote the 1932 song Mad About the Boy? I Say a Little Prayer and Walk On By were hits for Dionne Warwick. Burt Bacharach composed the music, but who wrote the lyrics? And finally, question 10. Which members of the Bee Gees were twins? Okay, that concludes round 7. Make sure you fill in your answer sheets. Press the submit button. I'm sure you're all used to that by now. Right, that's excellent. So I'll give you some scores after round 6. Right, this is very interesting reading, I can assure you. Right, in the lead with 35 is Mark's Ark. Second is Cottage Industries with 33, Even Stevens with 30, and the Moth 27. So still all to play for. It's very tight. Right, let's have some answers, shall we? I've just gone and given that out, haven't I? That was a bit of a faux pas, wasn't it? Right, round 6. I'll give you the answers. Theatre. They were all in Joseph in his amazing whatever. I should have given these before I just give the scores out, shouldn't I? There you go. That's live theatre for you. Question 2. Which English playwright won the Nobel Prize for Literature? That was Harold Pinter. Major Metcalf, Detective Sergeant Trotter and Molly Rolleston were in The Mousetrap. Shh, don't let on who did it. Question 4. Yorick Skull appears in Hamlet. Question 5. The Royal Ballet's youngest principal dancer was Darcy Bussell. Question 6. The Night of the Iguana was written by Tennessee Williams. Question 7. The Moor of Venice was Othello. Question 8. The National Theatre Company was opened on the 22nd of October 1963. Its original venue was what we now know as the Old Vic. Who wrote the play in the Milkwood was Dylan Thomas. And question 10. The theatre ceiling collapsed at the Apollo, nothing to do with us, Shaftesbury Avenue. So there we are. I sort of gave away a little bit on that earlier, didn't I? So yes, so out in the lead is Mark's Ark with 35, Cottage Industries with 33, Even Stevens with 30, and Moth with 27. Right, geography. I know I've had thousands of requests for a geography round, and I didn't want to do one, but I gave in, and so this is it. Here we go. Round 8, geography. What's the name of the geographical dividing line between North and South Korea? Question 2. In which country would you find the Dolomite Mountains? Did anybody ever own a Dolomite?
Yeah, try Dolomite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all right, apart from the Sprint. That's got a rubbish engine in it. It's aluminium head. Used to warp. Question 3. Lima is the capital of which country? Question 4. What is the capital of Canada? For those that are interested, the engine that was in the Dolomite Sprint was a 2.2 litre engine, aluminium head, and it was the same engine they put in Triumph Stags. There, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Okay, I'm glad I know that.
Question 5. Which river separates Cornwall from Devon? Question 6. Excluding Australia, because that's a continent, which is the largest island in the world? So forget Australia. Question 7. Wookey Hole is part of which range of hills? Should be a capital H on hole, anyway. Question 8. The Bahamas lie off the coast of which US state? Question 9. In which capital city would you be if you'd visited Grafton Street and the Halfpenny Bridge? And finally, question 10. Which country has the longest coastline in the world? Right, that concludes our geography round. Hopefully you've all got the answers to all those questions, or an answer anyway. We'll give you a few seconds to complete your answer questions. Hit the submit button, and the Fat Controller will tell me that he's received them all. Sorry, the mission controller. That's very good. So we've received all 4 answers. So all 4 teams, sorry. Right. So let's have some answers to round 7. Right. Sonia Liston appears on Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club, whatever. Question 2, Boyzone had that fantastic hit that's on everybody's. You're gonna have this song going in your head all night now. You're gonna wake up to it in the morning. Yeah, no matter what, it's Whistle Down the Wind. Yeah, you're gonna thank me tomorrow. That wasn't a very good musical either, was it? Question 3. The biggest chart topper for Cher was Believe. Larry Adler was famous for playing the harmonica. Yeah. Electric Light Orchestra were formed in 1970 in Birmingham. Question 6. Which Beatle is pictured first walking across the road on Abbey Road is John Lennon. Question 7. The legendary rocker Status Quo. Their album's called In Search of the Fourth Chord. Very amusing. Question 8. Who wrote the 1932 song Mad About the Boy Was Noel Coward? Question wrote the lyrics to I Say a Little Prayer and Walk On By. And finally, question 10. The two Bee Gees that are twins were Robin and Morris. So there we are. I'll get it right this time. So we've got, it changes all the time. Right. Mark's Ark are in the lead with 44. Even Stevens have 37. Cottage Industries have 37. And Moths have 30. So it's all to play for still. Right. As you can probably see on your screen, the final round that you're going to hear my voice for, it happened in November. These are all events that happened in November. Let's see what they all require. Right. Lulu, the Scottish singer and songwriter, and it says actress. Can't believe that. She was born in which decade? Question 2. What was the name of the female American sharpshooter and exhibition shooter who died in November 1926? Question 3. The first section of the M1 motorway was opened in which decade? Question 4. In November 1960, Penguin Books was found not guilty of obscenity in a case about which book? Question 5. Born in November 1934, in what field of activity did Ken Rosewall achieve fame? And question 6. A bill creating Martin Luther King Jr. Day was signed by which US president in November 1983? Question 7. Acker Bilk, who died in 2014, was famous for which musical instrument? In which country would you find the largest circulation of English language daily newspaper, originally founded in 1838? Question 9. In 1973, as part of the Mariner program, NASA launched Mariner 10 towards which planet? And question 10. Born in November 1933, Jeremy Brett is perhaps best remembered for playing which fictional detective? Okay, that concludes round 9. That's all of my bits and pieces. Mission Control are going to take over in a minute, but we'll just give you a few seconds until I hear the nod that everything's been received. I've got some. I'll give the answers to round 8 in a minute. While we're just waiting, some feedback. I mean, obviously, all feedback is good. So, a couple of questions I've got for everyone that's participating in this. I set each question slide to 20 seconds. Let me know if you think that's enough. Was it too little, too much? Because we can adjust that for future quizzes. And was my reading each question out once, was that enough? Did you want me to read it twice? I'm aware that when we do this in the theatre, I generally tend to read the questions twice, but then you can't see them as well. So any sort of feedback is welcome, because it's the first time we've done it. We're bound to have made a few errors or gaffes or something. So it would be nice, and it's fortunately, it's been a relatively small group of people that have come along tonight, and hopefully next time we'll see more. So if you've enjoyed it, do put likes on Facebook or whichever medium you're looking in, and tell other people about it. Right, Mission Control, have we had everything in? Right, shall I give the answers first? I'll come back after Amy. That would be fine. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So I decided, I hope you can all hear me, I've decided to do a picture round. And what better place to do a picture round than the building that we all know and love. So all of these photos have been taken, most of them recently during lockdown. All social distancing has been observed and all areas were sanitised after I took photos. So you will have 9 photos because I didn't get the memo that there was 10 questions, but here they are. Good luck. I have numbered mine as well so that there's no confusion.
All right. Hello, John English. We miss you.
They can't hear you, Steve.
Oh, can't they?
No.
And a question 2, or photo 2. They are all in the theatre, and they are all currently in the theatre, so there's no ancient photos that nobody will remember. Photo 3. And photo 4. And 5. Oh, Mr. Cobweb on that one.
Yes. It's the station.
I can turn him down a bit more.
And photo number 6.
Number 4. Whose pubic hair is that?
Photo 7. Bit artsy.
God.
Photo 8. And last but not least, photo number 9.
God.
Do you want to say anything else before we go?
Little screen. And that concludes the round. Submit your answers and we will go back to Steve.
Thank you. Well, how about that? I got no idea where any of those are. Right. Let's have some round 8 answers. Quick call out, John English. Hope you're watching. Hope you're well. We miss you. Everybody at theatre misses you. Come back. Right. I didn't say that really. Right. Round 8. Let's have some answers. Geography. Right. The name of the geographical dividing line between North and South Korea is the 38th parallel. Which country would you find the Dolomites? That's Italy. Did anyone own a Dolomite, Triumph Dolomite?
I did.
Let us know. Send your answers in on the back of a £20 note. Right, question 3. Lima is the capital of Peru. And the capital of Canada is Ottawa. The river that separates Cornwall from Devon is the Tamar. And excluding Australia, the largest island in the world is Greenland. Question 7. Wookey Hole is part of the Mendips. That's near where John English lives. And question 8. The Bahamas lie off the coast of Florida. Question 9. If you'd visited Grafton Street and the Halfpenny Bridge, you'd be in Dublin. And question 10. The longest coastline in the world belongs to Canada. So, the end of round 8, I can tell you the exciting news that out in front is Mark's Ark with 51. In second are Even Stevens and Cottage Industries with 43 points. And Moths coming up behind with 33 points. So there we are. All could change. Let's have some round 9 answers. And then once I've had these marked, I can give you those and hand over to Amy for the final questions. Right. Question 1. It happened in November. Lulu was born in the 40s, 1948 to be precise. The name of the female American sharpshooter was Annie Oakley. Question 3. The first section of the M1 was opened in the 50s. 1959, that was the year following the best year ever. Question 4. In November 1960, Penguin Books were found not guilty. Lady Chatterley's lover. Question 5. Ken Rosewall achieved fame in tennis. Question 6. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was signed by Ronald Reagan. Question 7. Acker Bill, he was good at playing the clarinet just a bit. And question 8. The largest circulation of an English language daily newspaper is in India, which is the Times of India. And question 9. NASA launched Mariner 10 towards Mercury. And finally, question 10. Jeremy Brett was famous for playing Sherlock Holmes. So, I bet you're all interested to know where we've gone blank. We've gone blank. Right. After 9 rounds. Right, here we go. At the moment, in 4th place, we have the Moths with 38. In 3rd place, we have Cottage Industries with 48. Even Stevens are in 2nd with 50. And Mark's Ark are in the lead with 58. So we've just got one more round to mark. As soon as I have those figures in from Mission Control, I can let you know who the worthy winners are on this first Apollo online quiz.
Now,
Okay, and the answers. So let's see where they were. So what I've done with this is I've given you the original picture and then the full picture next to it, so you'll be able to see what I took. So number 1 was the bottom of the Apollo logo, obviously located in various places around the Apollo, mainly the front end, and everywhere really. Designed by the Hancocks back in 1972. Question number 2 was some of our patrons. I did sort of dust them, but you know, maybe a little bit more dusting next time. And question 3 was a chair. We have lots of them at the theatre. Hopefully soon we will have a few more, and soon they will be filled again. Watch this space. Question number 4, for all you beading-eyed actors, was a cleat. This is for hanging stuff from the roof. Full training can be given if anybody would like to operate them in the future. Number 5 was a shot of the actors' walk backstage. Sorry I didn't sweep the floor.
Dan,
Yeah.
am I talking over Amy?
Not
Number 6 was the ASM store. A little jaunty angle of the hub of backstage. Question number 7 was the mirrors in the dressing room.
Yeah.
It's there on the screen.
Cool. I'll let you know when we go back to that.
Photo 8 was our bar. Pat Hancock in the bar, and as you can see, I've even decorated it ready for Christmas. I will just hasten to add, this is an old photo. I haven't just decorated it for Christmas just for the photo. And finally, the ghost light on the stage. And the ghost light will stay lit until we go back to performing again. And that concludes even the picture round.
That's it.
Back over to Steve.
Lovely. Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone that took part tonight, and thanks to everyone who looked in and had a go. You might have had a go at the quiz on your own at home. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Here's the final countdown. Mark's Ark with 59, Even Stevens with 55, Cottage Industries with 50, and the Moths with 43. I have to say, Mark's Ark got off to a slow start, but came through at the end. So well done to whoever Mark's Ark is, and congratulations to everybody else. Complete anonymity, but we think we know who you are. As I said earlier, if you've got any comments, feedback, anything like that, we'd like to do another one. We'd like to improve on it. So anything that's not quite right to your liking, send us a message and we'll see what we can do. But in the meantime, stay safe, everyone. We're coming to the end of this last of the lockdown. For those of you that are still listening, we are working towards opening the theatre in the spring, providing all the guidelines allow us to. It's quite difficult at the moment, I think, for us and all the other theatres and places of entertainment. But we're doing our best, and it's difficult to work through this time. But